Hey everybody, welcome,
Hey
welcome,
guys.
welcome, welcome,
Hello.
welcome, welcome. We did like Power, we did like All American, we did like 911. We took a season break last week. We took a day off, and my amazing co-host told me I ain't coming on. I said, well, what you say? No, she didn't say that. So I'm trying to make her smile, y'all, because she's a little tired today. But she grinds. She's an amazing young woman
Yes.
and got a whole bunch of stuff going on in her life. A lot of stuff going on in her life. I see your name is on the list to come to church Sunday.
Yes, it is.
You in Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
All right.
Huh?
Yes,
Who's
sir.
showing up for church? Huh? Yes, sir. I ain't coming. I'm taking Sunday. So, hey,
No,
everybody. Thank you. Thank you for jumping on. Lance Williams, I see you, man. God bless you all. We're excited because every second Tuesday, man, Tuesday. What am I talking about? Every second Wednesday is what we call Relationship Wednesday, right? This is where Sharice sits there for 45 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and listens to us talk and then just goes, now let me ask this question, right? But it's been amazing. What's going on in your orbit before we turn to Pastor G? What's going on in your orbit?
Just working and moving into the house and trying to get situated and
Yeah.
trying to get my appliances delivered. That Home Depot is taking forever to do.
So
I'm
you
gonna get
just
my money back and
you
go.
just got a whole lot happening.
I'm gonna get my money back and go to Lowe's.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about getting my money back and going to Lowe's too.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna do. Lowes. Lowe's.
That's what you're
Special.
gonna do.
I can't even wash my clothes, Bishop.
I need you to wash your clothes.
Somebody, I need laundries of love.
If
This is what I need.
that did just tickle me, if that did just bless my whole soul, you need what? Lord,
Laundries of love.
Lord have mercy,
We
Jesus.
got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got you. We got
You
you.
come over here.
I
Yeah,
come
yeah.
wash my clothes.
Yes.
I got a dryer. I just need to wash them. I can take it home and dry them.
Okay. Come on.
Pastor G, welcome tonight.
Well, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for dropping by
Thank you for
and
having
and
me.
and sharing a little bit of
Yeah.
your wisdom
You
with
look
us.
so pretty.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
I can't get no.
I'm trying to get my document up.
Really, Bishop.
We can't hear
But I'm
you.
being petty.
We
Yeah.
can't hear you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. My mic goes in and out, so
Okay.
it's just the spirit of it. It's the spirit of the mic.
The mic has a
So
spirit.
it's got a whole spirit.
My Lord.
It's got a whole spirit. So I am reaching out to some young adults and YA peoples, and I'm trying to encourage some people to jump on. So let's just kind of jump in tonight. Tonight, what we're gonna focus on on partnership and on building out effective partners. Um, it's interesting because recently I've been really focused on this whole idea of partnership. So let me just kind of throw at you two. The first question: What what does it mean to be a healthy partner to someone? What
Oh, wow.
what does it mean to be a healthy partner?
Hmm.
Hmm.
let's see, to be a healthy partner, I mean, it's one thing just to be a partner, but to be a healthy partner, someone who um, honors the partner, respects them, um, is unselfish in the relationship, um, and able to meet the needs in the relationship as well as communicate their needs.
Like that. What do you think, man?
A healthy partner. Um, a healthy partner is someone that understands. Well, I agree with Lady G. Honor, respect. Also, there's reciprocity.
Mhm.
It's a
Makes work.
it's a give and take in the
Absolutely.
relationship. A healthy give and take, and a healthy partner understands boundaries.
Mm,
That there's still boundaries even in marriage and partnership.
that's good.
You know, it's interesting because like every second Wednesday, one of our goals is to really kind of dig as deep as we possibly can um, into conversations that we believe will bring about healthy relationships.
Right.
And so I've made a personal decision that I'm not going to build out any vision that does not have a partner in it.
Mhm.
Mm.
So I'm not even here trying to do this without somebody. You know, I ran into this quote because I do this thing every Monday E3, and I ran into this quote, and it's become really my favorite quote. Like it's about three or four of them that I've run into, but this one has probably become the most important quote for me. And it says, "Personal relationships are fertile soil from which all advancement, all success, all achievement in real life grows."
Wow.
You know, and I want to read it again. Personal relationships are the fertile soil from which all advancement, all success, all achievement in real life grows. And
Wow.
it's interesting. I think that most people are stuck in trying to execute whatever they believe is their vision or their plan or their goal because they don't know what to do in the building out of relationships.
Mhm.
They don't know how to build out partnerships.
Yes.
And so what ends up happening is all of their great ideas get stuck in the cemetery of their own space
Wow.
because they don't understand the power of relationships. So so what what do you two think are the essentials to healthy partnership, whether it's in a relationship, an intimate relationship, whether it's in a business relationship, whether it's in anything? What do you think are some of the essential traits to having a healthy relationship?
You want me to go first?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. um, honestly, I'm sitting here thinking because I'm listening to what you're saying, and in today's society, it's a get mine, go get it type mentality. And you rarely hear, help me go get it, or let's go get it together. Um, we're fearful of someone taking credit for something, someone getting too much of the limelight. And we have to really get rid of selfishness. I think that selfishness coupled with fear, that kind of hinders us as a people. It's almost that saying that crabs in a barrel or in a basket or whatever. We have to realize that we really need each other because we don't have everything within ourselves. We need people to kind of partner with in order to achieve. We can make we can achieve things, but it's so much better And it's less stress on you when you can couple with someone, when you can partner with someone who has who's like-minded and has like desires. So I think we need more of that, more of getting selfishness out of the way and the fear of somebody getting more credit than me. If you both get to your destination, then hey, then you both win. So I think that's a problem with us. We're a little selfish and a little fearful of someone else getting the credit.
Wow. Sharif.
I think that we, coupled with selfishness, I think this is a part of selfishness. We're looking out for the best interest of ourselves. Like, I've discovered that we trust God with a lot of things. We'll trust God with our jobs, our children. We'll trust God with our finances because we're tithers. But when it comes to our heart and love and relationships, because of disappointment, we tend to say, okay, God, I let you do this. This has happened. So now I'm going to control it. And that causes us to go into a self-preservation, and it hinders the progression of partnership. And so now people are at this point in their life because of so much disappointment, and in an effort to self-preserve, which can essentially be selfishness if not managed in a healthy way. We tend to shy away, or not operate in a partnership, but in a me, myself, and I, and you can just come along and be a part of what I have going on. But it's not really a partnership. You're just there.
You want to know? It's really interesting because, and this is why I am so inspired to have this conversation, and I'm inspired to have it because I think most people do not understand that God doesn't give vision you can accomplish. He gives vision that other people can be identified with and be inspired to participate in until it's their time to walk out their vision. And it's kind of weird because I think as someone who is a visionary, I kind of live in this world or this reality where everything that I can point to, God can show me someone who can help me get it done.
Amen.
Like everything I can point to. And it's funny because I think most people aren't built for partnerships because you're right. They're too self-centered, or at some point it's about let me go get mine. And that's okay if that's what drives you. But truthfully, partnership to me is really about finding someone who is going to be all in with what you both believe is God's will. And it's kind of awkward because in order to have an effective partnership, somebody has to take the onus of leadership and someone has to take the onus of fellowship, or both parties have to know how to move in and out of those roles without ever feeling like they're stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah.
So there may be times my wife is leading and I'm following. There may be times I'm leading and she's following. There may be times in this you're leading. There may be times I'm leading. There may be times that we're both walking this out. And this is probably why we're so exhausted. We're exhausted because we're carrying way too much of the weight, and we're not living in these amazing places where we are trusting others to help us with what is God's will for us. Wow.
You know what, Bishop? I heard someone said to me, I don't trust anybody.
That's a horrible place to be.
Yeah. And I've heard that before too.
Yeah. And I'm the opposite. I trust you. That's just the nature of who I am. And that's why I can have 9 things going on. People go, how you doing all that stuff? Because for everything that God has given me, he's also given me a partner. NightCap is Sharice and John. It ain't John, right? It's Sharice and John. So there may be days when Sharice is tired, right? Because she's grinding. So John comes on and John goes, yay, let's go, right? And then there are times when John says, I don't feel like this tonight. And Sharice says, I got you. We're going to get through this, right? We build. You don't. Oh my God, are y'all listening to us? Because I know the numbers are kind of low tonight, and I really don't care because I think the people who are going to watch this are going to get some amazing motivation. Because I think Pastor G, wife of mine, woman of God, I think the thing that excites me about my life is I'm not doing nothing alone.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
There ain't a thing I'm doing that I'm doing alone.
That's true.
You know, many people, it's a shame because you have people that will say to themselves, if it's not my way, I'll be alone for the rest of my life. And they will say that because it's not their way, that they're settling if it's not their way. But the problem with that is you're saying, if it's my way, not once did you say, is this God's way?
Right.
And that's where it gets missed. And I don't know, and I could be wrong, Bishop. I don't know that God cares about our way as much as he cares about the purpose that he's put in us and what we're supposed to do. I don't know that he cares about our way.
You know, it's interesting. I think God wants us to want his way to the point that we take ownership of it.
That's good.
You know, I mean, because ultimately, when you enter in the partnership, there are a couple of traits that I think are important in entering in the partnership. I think the first trait is that you always have to remain open, because the moment that I interject my wife into any vision or idea, she changes it by the mere fact that I've invited her in. The chemistry changes.
Yeah.
It changes by the mere fact I invited her in. And so if I'm not comfortable inviting other people in, then I need to just keep other people out, because inviting people in and then muting them or requiring them to be indentured servants means that you will never get the benefit of having another extraordinary person offer their best to something that you both can agree is God's will. That's the exciting thing. See, that's why I get motivated. And can you tell I'm excited? Because like today, I got a chance to present a concept, right? And I got these 2 business partners, right? And here we are presenting this idea, and we're all talking, and it was amazing because what you saw people who had put their egos aside to produce something that's a reflection of not me, but of us. Like NightCap is not John Guns, it's us. And so all of you, those of you who are watching tonight, here's the power of tonight's topic. God wants you to birth something that requires you to never walk alone.
That's it.
Because walking alone is not how we were built. He just doesn't. No, dog-footed. No. That's why I have gray hair, because I had a season of walking alone, and it doesn't work.
Doesn't.
It does not. And if you're comfortable with that, that probably is because you don't know what to do with people. People cannot be controlled. People have to be loved and respected and valued. Yeah. Pastor G?
Yeah, yeah. I'm right here because I see that a lot of that aloneness and that walking alone is the result of conflict. It's conflict that's not handled properly. And we have to realize whether it's in a relationship or a partnership, friends or working together with someone, there's going to be conflict because you're not the same person. You're not, you don't have the same experiences. You weren't reared the same way. You don't have the same values. So there's going to be conflict. So until you learn how to deal with conflict in a healthy manner, then if you're not willing to do that, rather, then that's okay, I'll just do it myself. I'll just, I'll be on this road because I know how I want it done. I know what I want done. I know when I want it done. And then you operate as a Lone Ranger. But it's just a result of not being able to handle conflict properly and working through it.
Can we stay there for a couple of minutes? How would the both of you assess how you manage conflict? Or what is some of the advice you would give others for managing conflict?
I used to say this a while back, actually talking with my ears open. Sometimes we're ready, we're so ready to fire back and so ready to get our point across that we don't even hear what the other person is saying. We're talking, we're getting our point across, but we're not listening to what they're saying and trying to come to some kind of agreement or we want to get our view and we don't want to hear and kind of come to an agreement or come to, okay, I understand how you feel this way. I understand how you feel this way, and kind of coming to some kind of compromise. We don't like to compromise. We want our way.
We do want our way.
Mm-hmm.
Sharice?
Managing conflict to me requires not only for you to be open-minded, but for your heart to be open. Because sometimes in the conflict, you can understand and, understand what they're saying, but your heart is still hardened to where you're not able to really compromise. So nothing really got accomplished. I just understand what you're saying, but my heart is still not open to it. And so, not only have an open mind, as Lady G say, open ears, but your heart got to be open too. It has to be soft enough to be penetrated to really, really make the adjustment needed, or to really come up with the resolution for the conflict from both parties. And typically that doesn't happen. I heard this sermon some years ago, and the bishop said the same sun that hardens the clay melts the wax. And so while your heart is melting and being soft, the other person's heart is hardening. And so if one is hard and one is soft, the one person is going to get worn out. So in conflict, both of you all have to be willing to have the melting hearts and be vulnerable. And I don't think that most people see vulnerability as a sign of weakness. And in conflict, it's about the win, the kill. So if I'm vulnerable, then you have one up on me. And most people don't want to be vulnerable. They want to win. They want to win the argument. They want to win the conflict. I want you to see my point. I want you to change and you to adjust because my point is greater than yours.
Right.
You know what's really interesting, and I am so energized by this topic, and I this has become for me one of the greatest revelations of this pandemic, because as someone who has spent years pastoring and being taught in the Black church context that basically what I'm trying to do is to arrest power from others and be the hub of all authority. Right? I mean, that's what I was taught as a Black pastor. I'm the HNIC. I'm in charge. Everybody do what I say. And there is a balance between being the one who gives direction and the one who works with others as directions are being given. And the thing that God has really done for me is God has given me a comfort level with empowered people. I mean, he really has. Like I don't struggle. I mean, and I'll be transparent. When you are the only man in the house of women, they tell you what to do. They do. They tell you what to do. And honestly, I've really gotten to a point. Most of the time, I don't respond back. You want to know why? Has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not listening. Has nothing to do with the fact that I don't appreciate it. It has to do with the fact that my relationship with her is too important to have a petty argument over something that I'm not even going to remember tomorrow. And so you're right. Your heart has to be open. And most people, and I keep using this phrase, most people, because I really believe this, most of us aren't built for partnerships, because the moment that you have an idea or a vision, or the moment that you offer it to somebody else, they're going to change it.
Wow.
It's stuff that I'm a writer, right? I'm not the greatest writer, but I write letters, I do Bible studies and all this stuff, and I always send it to my wife. The times I haven't, there's been mistakes, because she's that second set of eyes. So sometimes she'll call me and she'll say, "What do you mean here?" And I'll say to her, "I meant this." And she said, "Okay, well, this didn't sound like this." I said, "Well, do whatever you need to do with it." So the other piece to it is conflict is really a developmental tool. It is not a problem. Yeah. And so I agree with you. You have to have your heart open, and you have to have your ears open, and you have to be available in the relationship, in the partnership, to build out something that two people can sit in and experience growth, development, and success. Yes. And that's fun when that comes together.
It is.
It is fun. It is exciting when it comes together.
It is.
It is. When you're not competing, and when you can cheer each other on. When the other person is just as vested in what you're trying to get done as you're vested in what you are trying to get done. Man, the fact that there are things that my wife wants to accomplish, and I get a chance in some way to be a part of helping her accomplish that, or at least cheering her on so she can accomplish it, that brings me value. Yeah, dog-footed. Are y'all listening? Are y'all listening to us tonight? You gotta get this. The enemy wants you to live alone. I wore this shirt on purpose. Husband, daddy, G daddy, protector, hero. That's it. Guess who gave me this shirt?
Lady G.
The people who believe you're a husband, a daddy.
All of this. G daddy, all this. Protector, hero. That's why I wore it. And all of these are relational.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All of these are relational. Go back and define yourself by your relationships. I didn't say identify yourself by your relationships. Define yourself based upon relationship responsibilities, and you will be amazed at how fulfilled your life is.
Yeah.
Madison has a great mom.
She does.
She does. She's got a mom that gets up every day to make sure she has a life. She got a mom who went to fam, disrupted everybody's space to be better so she could come back and give her the best life possible while living fulfilled, while giving her the model of what true, authentic success as a Black woman looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah. So how do we build partnerships? How do we do that? I think we've already started talking about it, but how do we build partnerships? So this is my wheelhouse. I love this. I get crazy excited.
Well, you have to start with 2 willing people.
True. And expectations. And setting expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so both of y'all give me an expectation for what you believe is within a healthy relationship.
Characteristics?
Yeah. What would be an expectation that you believe needs to be in a healthy relationship?
Oh, honesty.
Partnership, business, marriage, honesty.
Mm-hmm.
So an expectation is to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does that look like, Madame Pastor G?
What does that look like?
Yeah, what does that look like?
Oh, the opposite would be lying. No, honesty, just being truthful, being truthful about your not only the obvious, but your feelings. Being truthful about your desires. Being truthful about your goals, your real goals, and yeah, take it. Just kind of being vulnerable, exposing yourself.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. The doctor. What's that expectation?
Commitment to the process, a healthy process. Being committed to walk alongside your partner. And in moments where it's required, be selfless enough to prioritize their needs over yours for a season. Understanding it's for a season. And that's going to build that partnership both ways. I mean, both people have to be willing to do that.
You want to know what's really tough? Is how many people are depressed because they can't get this relationship partnership thing right. How many people are just demoralized and defeated and just feel like failures because they can't get this relationship partnership thing right.
Wow.
How many people, if I could tell you over the course of my 35 years of ministry, how many people I've run into who feel absolutely defeated, driving cars and living in houses, but they feel defeated because the relationship side of their life doesn't line up with their expectation. And then they get to this place where they feel absolutely defeated and demoralized because they can't seem to find the right partner, or they can't seem to build out the right framework by which relationships exist. Right. I want to wave to everybody who's on. I see Paula Cotton and Charmaine and Cynthia and John Moore and all of you who jumped on so far tonight. Thank you so much. Please share this with someone. I think we're tapping in to some amazing things.
Yes.
I It's interesting. I did this piece, and I actually sent it to you guys on building out relationships, on partnerships, and it's funny. Everything that I talked about in this, you guys are talking about, which is so amazing to me. Um, it's interesting to me because I think that the sharing of expectations must be an ongoing experience.
Yes.
That expectations change,
Mhm.
and the sharing of expectations must be an ongoing experience. That literally, I will continue to share expectations as my expectations shift, as they change, as they're altered. The expectations I had for her at the beginning have changed because I've changed. The expectations she had for me at the beginning have somewhat changed because she's changed. Our expectations, that they may be non-negotiable, like being honest is a non-negotiable for her. But so there are some non-negotiables, but there are also times when our expectations shift because life shifts.
Mhm.
What I need from you now, I didn't need
I don't
from you
need
10
that
years.
anymore. Right.
Yeah, I don't need that anymore,
Mhm.
right? But what I need now is very different from what I needed before,
Right.
you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, we, how what should be some of the goals of a healthy relationship? What
Mm,
should be some of our goals?
good.
Mm.
When you think about outcomes, goals, objectives, what should be some of our goals?
Mm,
I think a relationship should make you better, a better person. So that would be, I think that's an important goal for whoever's involved in the relationship, that you become better and you make your partner better as well. And better, I mean, that can be with your occupation, that could be just spiritually growing, um, being healthier in the natural and in the spirit.
Well,
So I think that's an important goal, is just to be a better person. I don't need anybody that's gonna make me worse.
mm.
So
well, well.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
How do you define better though?
Mm,
stronger, um, um, closer to God in my relationship. Um, Actually making and setting, setting and achieving goals, um, improving the lives of those around me, family, children, grandchildren, um, just not being um, stagnated or bitter
mm.
or yeah, just being. I know better is a simple word, but that's the best word I can come up with right now. Just better.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well,
That's good. Just better. Mm.
Yeah, I've been worse, and I don't like it. So just better.
Relationships should definitely, a healthy relationship should definitely add. It should definitely add. Um,
That's
re-
good. Add and not
add.
subtract.
Yes, it should
That's
definitely
good.
add. It should. Um, Healthy relationships and characteristics of it is accountability,
Mm.
understanding that you have, you know, you have to be accountable to each other because that's the only way you're gonna get better.
Mhm.
And accountability comes in many forms, right? It comes in correction, it comes in encouragement, it comes in motivating, right?
Mhm.
Um, and so being willing to accept that feedback to be to add value, you know, that is what's going to make it healthy.
That's good.
Then I want to add this quote to this conversation, and the quote comes from Patrick the Economic. He wrote some of the Who Moved My Cheese and those kind of leadership books. I butchered his last name just so for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I did. I butchered it. I know. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to roll your little eyes. That's fine. But he has this quote. The quote is, "Teamwork begins by building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability." Teamwork only begins with building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need to be invulnerable. I don't trust you enough to let you see me vulnerable, because I always feel like I have to be the strong one in every moment. And so for far too many men, particularly Black men, we live in this illusion that our strength is to never be exposed at having weak or vulnerable or emotional moments. So what the women in our life and the children in our life see is a man that's always trying to be in charge. You want to know one of the most liberating things that has happened to me is I can actually say, I don't know how to do something. And I'm actually okay with, like today, my family and I, we went to the escape room, to like one of the escape rooms. It's called Breakout. This one, and my children, well, it ain't just my children. They love escape rooms. In the words of Deja, we've done like 187 of them. They love them, right? And I enjoy them too. I must admit, it is fun. But I ain't great at it. I am so not good at it, right?
You're good today.
Child, please. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for lying. I'm not good at it. Right? You look at Deja and Taylor and they get all in. Oh my God. They're all in, right? And my wife is, and they're all grappling. And I find a seat. I went and sat down. I sat down, right? I helped best I could, right? But you know what though? They can't do what I do.
Right.
In terms of my level of accountability to protecting, they can't be husband, daddy, G daddy, hero, and protector. Right? But I can't be the lead nurturer, even though I'm extremely nurturing. And so like today, here was my great offering in the escape room. I'm really good. I'm really decent at math. And there was a point where in order to get the clues, you needed to do math. And I did the math part, right? Me and Taylor did the math part. That ain't Deja's anointing. Deja is fashion and creativity, and my wife is organization. But me and Taylor kind of got the math thing. So we were doing the math thing, right? So at the end, when we got it, we figured it out. We were like 10 seconds from blowing up. I think we did blow up, and they kind of gave us 20 seconds longer, right? Long story short. So when it's over with and we're walking out, and the young lady who's over the breakout thing, she's talking. She said, "I saw you guys. You guys did really good." Some people just go be encouraged, right? You guys did really, really good. And my wife says, unsolicited, she says, "Yeah, my husband really did the math thing today, and she was helping me out."
You did.
She was helping out my self-esteem because she know I ain't help. I ain't do a doggone thing.
Yes, you
But the
did.
thing that was so amazing was that the reason why escape rooms work for us is that the nature of our family is partnership. And I saw that again today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
The nature of our family is partnership. Our girls dance together. You know, the nature of our family is partnership. Almost every night, my wife and Alexis FaceTime, and these two little beautiful boys come on. And now Trey is learning to say Nana. I think it's Nana,
It's
but it's
not.
Nana.
Nah.
That's Nana.
Close enough. Close
That's
enough.
close enough,
I love it. Close enough.
right? But that's a spirit. And I'm not letting the enemy take that.
Right.
He can't have that. We work too doggone hard to get there.
Mm-hmm.
He can't have that.
Wow.
He can't take that from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being selfish now. He can't take from me the fact that I enjoy every aspect of my family life.
Wow.
He can't, because there's a partnership. You know, I got a big thing tomorrow, and my wife started talking about what we need to do to make sure that it works. The enemy can't take the team spirit from us.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. That's my story for today.
You did good on that math, Bishop.
He did, Sharice. He really did. He's trying to sell himself short, but he did.
That was
You was
my
there
only
going, what?
offer.
Wait, yeah, work
Listen,
backwards. What?
you were good at math because you understood you was counting up the costs. Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh, she got an oil back for about a minute and a half, and then she left again. How do we fix bad partnerships?
I don't know that they can be fixed. I don't know that I don't know that we can fix them, because bad partnerships is a heart issue. You know, if it's a bad partnership, people involved are bitter, they're cynical, they've been through so much disappointment that they view life and how to do life through a particular lens, which is no one's ever going to make me feel this way or do this or take from me. You know, it's me against the world. So I don't think we can fix them.
Right.
I think that's a God thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something you told me, Bishop, about a person. You said, I don't think counseling will fix them. You said they need God to do something deep to fix them. And I think when you talk about just thinking about that statement, that has carried with me for, since you said it, even at work, when I preach partnership to the team, it has to, if people have been in work environments where they haven't felt like partners, or it's been some things going on in the work environment that hasn't been positive, that's resulted in some type of hostile situation, they carry that. The same thing in relationships, they carry it. So I think it's a God thing. I think it's a reconstruction of their thought process. Like the Holy Spirit has to invade their thought process in their heart.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. There has to be willingness on both parts.
Yeah.
And and prayer. The only thing we can do is pray. But there has to be a willingness on both parts, because you can't, just like you can't, people just say you can't really argue by yourself. If the other person just shuts up, the argument will stop. The same thing, you got to have two willing people to succeed. You can't carry it by yourself.
You know what's really amazing about this conversation, and I don't know if people really understand the strength of this conversation tonight, because I think what's amazing about it is that if God wanted us to be alone, He would have established that at the beginning.
Mm.
That's good.
He established that there would be a man and a woman. He established that they would come together and they would procreate or reproduce. But he also established that when they failed, they both got put out the garden.
Wow. That's good.
It wasn't Eve that got put out because she ate,
Right.
because she talked Adam into it.
Right.
It wasn't Adam because he should have been the accountable party in managing that moment. It was the both of them. And the thing that's so scary
Wow.
is that if you can fall alone, that means you never were equipped to walk together. Any mistake I make is going to affect her, but any success I have is going to affect her. Any place I choose to grow, she's going to be the beneficiary of my growth. Like, she's been the beneficiary of a man who no longer feels the need to argue. I argue very rarely. I would rather argue about sports than other stuff. Almost to the point that now God is sending people back to us because we didn't fight. I'm not gonna give away my peace just so I can get a piece of you in my life. No. I'm gonna protect my peace because that's where God's gonna speak to me, in my peace. Yeah. So I agree with you. There are certain partnerships that the moment you turn it over to God, you go to bed because you can't do anything else with it.
And that also includes the danger of connecting to the wrong partner.
Absolutely.
Because just like you said, decisions that we make independently, they do affect us as a whole. Same thing. If you connect to a person who's not not the right partner for you, let's keep it simple, then you're going to suffer whatever they suffer.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because, like in business, if you choose a business partner and they don't have your grind, you're going to become aggravated that you're up grinding and they're asleep, but they want the benefit of the profits.
Yeah.
And you're like, always be careful when as a business partner or a relationship partner or a friend partner, you keep bringing up the importance of the relationship and your partner doesn't. No, I need you to sometime inspire me to want to be better.
That's good.
I need you to sometime tell me, come on, John. Come on, John. Come on, John. Come on. I need you sometime to be the one who reminds me of the dream. I don't want to be the one that's always reminding you of the dream. Of the intent.
Investing your heart into your partner.
Yep. There's a verse in Ecclesiastes 9:4-9 says, two are better off than one because together they can work more effectively. If one of them falls down and the other can help him up. But if someone is alone and falls, it's just too bad because there's no one there, no one to help him. Wow. If it is cold, two can sleep together and stay warm. But how can you stay warm by yourself? Two people can resist an attack that would defeat one person alone. A rope made of 3 cords is hard to break. We were never built to be alone. But some of us ain't built to be together.
That's true.
Because like you said, Sharice, we're wounded, we're angry, we're bitter, we're cynical. And someone like that is going to be alone no matter what they possess. And what they're going to end up with is they're going to end up with example after example after example of people who took from them because they needed a presence, but they didn't know how to have a relationship.
Are leaving a trail of damaged people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are so right. So it's time to be whole so God can send us the kind of partners that can accomplish the purpose of our lives.
I don't know that people know how to be whole, Bishop. I don't know that people understand wholeness
Right.
because most people seek someone to make them whole.
Right. I love when she says certain things that she makes this face. She bends that head. Right.
Yeah, that's her. Elaborate more.
Yes,
Right, exactly.
yes.
It is 10:28, so we're shutting down. Maybe next month we'll come back and talk about what does wholeness look like in a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about what wholeness looks like. Hey, everybody, thank y'all so much.
Yes.
We are committed to NightCap now. I am working with Sharice and Akeem Walker is going to come on more frequently because I think this is a young adult millennial voice, and I'm 56, and so my job was to get it started. I'm still coming on occasionally, but Sharice and Akeem are amazing. And I think they can take it to new and exciting levels. So every second Wednesday, the two old heads will come on, and we'll talk about. Okay, on every second Wednesday, the old head will come on with the young pretty thing.
That's it.
No, nothing. Go ahead.
And the guy that can do math.
That can count up the calls.
That can count up the calls.
There you go.
We love you guys so much. And listen, in the name of the Lord Jesus, I pray for your wholeness so that your partnerships can work for you and not damage you. I pray that God will heal any of you that's watching us.
Yes.
So that you do not continue to live in a damaged place, unable to fulfill the purpose of God. I pray that every day you wake up, you will see someone to love and someone who loves you.
Yes.
And I pray that they will make you smile more than you cry. And that the next time you cry, it will be because God decided to bring them home. Enjoy your life, walk out partnerships, and have an amazing journey. So we have done this in a couple of weeks, so we're gonna do it tonight. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da.
Oh, I was early.
We love you guys.
Love y'all.
We'll see y'all next week.
Love you.
Amazing.